My name is Javon Rice. I'm an aspiring comedian. That's what I want to do with my free time that I never seem to have anymore. Um, being married is more than just a piece of paper. It's a commitment, and I never thought I would ever have to have a commitment like this since I committed to playing football. But that was just me and a bunch of guys throwing each other's balls around. Uh, my wife is the best comedian in my house. She really is. She's one of the reasons I want to do this so badly because she makes me laugh. She makes me giggle all the time. It should be the silliest little things that she does. Like when she wants something, when she say she wants a pack of cigarettes or something like that, she'll stare at you and she'll go, "Honey, you want something?" "No." "You need a pack of cigarettes, don't you?" "Yes." She get that big old grin on her face too, like. Y'all can't see it, but she's doing it behind the camera right now. It's kind of cute. And another thing that's cute that she does is since she is pregnant, she has little accidents every now and then, and she has this cute little face when she does it too. She'll be sitting there not doing anything, watching TV or something like that, and then she darts to the bathroom. I mean, we all know what she's doing in there. But she has to make it clear because she's got this door wide open. It's like selling bus tickets on the shitter. It's like, here you go, half an hour to Memphis. Here you go, 20 minutes. Here you go, 2 steps. Y'all ever stand in line at a supermarket or something? You get so annoyed at the guy that's in front of you because that fucker could take like 30 days just to get whatever he's got because he's holding 2 bottles of bleach. One's a generic brand and one's the Clorox, and he's like, "Are these the same thing? Do they work the same way?" And you gotta stand behind him for 20 minutes just steaming pissed because he's taking all fucking day. You've been waiting just to get a loaf of damn bread, and he's just taking forever. And you finally look at the guy, and you're like, "What's the problem, man?" "Well, I'm trying to figure out if these are the same thing." "Do they both say bleach on them?" "Yeah." "Well, they're the same fucking bottle then. Take them home. You could probably dispose of a damn dead body with that thing." One of my highlights of the day, though, is my kids. My kids. I love my kids to death. My kids give me the funniest moments in my life. Like, your kids, they are born with sponges. And I know a lot of you are going to think, no, I don't ever remember a baby coming out of my vagina holding a goddamn sponge. But he has a sponge. Their sponges are so clear nobody sees them because it's their brain. It's in their head. You can say whatever you want to and they will repeat it. The other day, I was watching TV. And I think I was watching wrestling or something like that. Roman Reigns was losing. And I looked over at the TV and I'm like, "Fuck it." And I threw the remote to the ground. So a couple days later, my son is walking between both of my couches and he picked something up. I think it was like a toy or a car or something, but he picked something up. He decided, you know what? I'm not playing with this thing today. And out of the clear blue, it got silent. Complete silence. So you know, as soon as it's silent, kid's going to come up with some shit. So, he looks at the ground. He looks up at his car. He throws it down, and he runs through the house. Fuck it, 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 fuck it. And you know he learned it from you. On the outside, you're like, don't ever say that again. But on the inside, you're like, yeah, he's growing up to be me. Isn't it funny when you get to look at your kids and you're like, you know, maybe my parents were right. As soon as you get older, you'll realize your kids are doing half the things that you did when you were growing up, which I thought was ironic because I did a bunch of shit. Most of it came in high school, middle school, or whatnot. But when you see your 2-year-old walking up to your front door after somebody has knocked, and he reaches up and he grabs the handle, and you hear him go, fuck! He finally opens the door, and he looks at it. You know, like he saw a car or something. And there's a guy standing at your door. So you'd say, all right, come on in. One of your sons runs up to him, greets him with a hug. The other son walks up to him and he says, bring it, fucker. My point exactly. My point exactly. My son's sitting in the chair right now. He's sitting in the chair and he's having the time of his life, you know, just picking his nose, digging for gold, until he realizes that he's not going to find any fucking gold. Oh yeah, my son Sam gave me the biggest laugh this week because we were trying to teach him how to potty train. And now when you get to the point when your son is playing with his own wiener, you know he's either 1, trying to figure out how his fucking pipes work, or 2, he's ready to go potty. I was deciding to go with 2 because I wasn't going to tell him that thing was lethal. So we put him on the pot and everything. He goes to take a crap. And he sits there like, and then, as you're watching TV, you see him lift his leg up and you think it's kind of cute. And then you finally see his hand reaching under. And you're wondering what he's doing. You know, it's like he's surprised he went potty or something like that. But no, he pulls his hand out and it's covered in shit. His hand is covered in shit. And you know that he was possibly digging for gold in his butthole. He couldn't find it in his nose. So it might have been up his butt. So he gets up and the whole potty chair is covered. And I'm like, staring at this like, at least he went potty. But my wife is freaking out. Because she's like, now I gotta clean this. I gotta put it in the tub. I gotta scrub it. And I'm like, well, at least he had this shit covered. I was going to tell another joke about a knife, but I guess I couldn't get straight to the point. So I'll tell you this one instead. My wife and I sat down and started discussing my foster family. Not my real family, because like I said, my mom has a disappearing act. But my foster mom, she has taken care of me thick and thin. God bless that woman. No matter how short she is, she's still going to be tall enough to possibly kick my ass. But she was in the kitchen, and you know you don't want your kids in the kitchen when they try to kill you, because I tried to kill my mom. And I know what a lot of you are thinking. What was your weapon of choice? And it was very simple, really. My mom was making scrambled eggs and bacon on the stove. And as a kid, the first thought of your mom making breakfast should be that she's flipping a spatula around. Like, You know, taking the stick, stirring the eggs around. Then she walks over to the toaster, gets the bread out of it, starts taking the knife out, spreading jelly or buddy on it. She's got all that butter on it. Looks good. Looks good. It's the kind of bread and butter that you could possibly use to jam a door. Because the door is just going to keep slipping off of it if you don't do it. So, I reach in the fridge and I pulled out a gallon of milk. And she's like, oh, well, you know, we might be able to have some milk. We had to get it from the jug because my sister wasn't in town, so I couldn't get a discount there. My mom, she was making eggs and stuff, and I reached up in the cabinet and I grabbed the box of Cheerios out. And she looks over at me and she says, son, why are you getting cereal when I am about to make breakfast? I was like, for one, you're not about to make breakfast because you already got it on the stove. Don't talk back to me, boy, or I will have you writing sentences. Okay. So I put the cereal back in the cupboard. And you would think I would learn after that point that Mom's making breakfast. Why do I need the cereal? No, my stomach was like, boy, you better reach up there and grab that damn food. Reach up there and grab that food. Boy, I'm hungry. Like, starts growling at you like a dog. You know, the kind of girl that could probably scare the shit out of a cat. Like, so I reached back up there and I grabbed the cereal. And she's like, didn't I just tell you? And I was like, fine. So I got frustrated. I take the box and I poured the entire thing in a mixing bowl. I'm not talking about them little mixing bowl, folks. I'm talking about them giant brownie mixing bowls. And I took the entire gallon of milk and I poured it in there. We were out of milk in about 15 minutes. So, I had just made my cereal, started eating it. You know, just to prove a point that I fucking could. But she asked me again, she says, why are you eating cereal when I'm making breakfast? And I just did the one thing that all boys do. All the boys do. I've never seen a girl do this, but all the boys do. Like, oh, I have no idea. But you know you have a fucking idea because you're the one who did it. So, I got pissed and I put it on top of the fridge. I put it on top of the fridge, and my mom goes over to the refrigerator, opened the door. I had just stormed out because I was tired of listening to this. And I get to the middle of the living room, and I heard a crash. A crash and a shatter. And I walk back in there, I'm crying, I'm bawling like, oh my God, Mom! Oh my God! Are you hurt? Are you hurt? Come here, let me check you. I started checking her head and her arms and stuff, her fingers, because I figured if it shattered on her head, she's probably fucking fingerless now. So, she looks up at me with one tear in her eye like, boy, you ever do this again, I'll break your arm off. No. One tear in her eye, and she just Roman Reigns that bowl. She looks at me, she's like, what kind of eggs do you want? Really? Really? She just like Mike Tyson that damn thing. And now she's asking me what kind of eggs I want. I'm like, I gotta be as strong as that woman. Seriously. I was reading a news article the other day, and I don't read a lot of news because it just don't make any fucking sense to me. I mean, it's like you take a picture of my nuts and probably be news. But it said that the state of Tennessee was getting ready to outlaw hoodies, and I'm like, that's a problem, because where else is my $5 going to go? Then I thought to myself, $5 could go to a can of chew, whatnot. Forget it, dude. It's a hoodie. Get the damn hoodie. But the whole point of the bill is to prevent you from protecting your identity. Protecting your identity when you're in the store. Look, if somebody wants to steal your identity, they're probably going to dress up just like you. Could you imagine that? Somebody dressing up like your mom or something going, "Hi, son. I look pretty again." And you're like, "Mom, don't ever do this again. Please, don't ever do this again. That was my Whopper that I ate. That was my Whopper. Now I gotta go buy another one. Thanks. Thanks so much." Another thing I was reading the other day was the fact that this one kid, there was a kid, I guess, that got arrested for bullying his parents, and I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck would you arrest him for bullying his parents when his parents could be the one to put their foot forward and say, "You know what? I do not approve of this. I don't approve of this." But you know that's not going to work, because now you got to bend them over, you got to bust their ass. And back in my day, you know, an ass whipping was an ass whipping, and you know, nowadays it's child abuse, which that makes no damn sense, because the only thing you're going to hurt is their fucking feelings. And then as soon as they get older, they're going to be like, "Yeah? You want to say that about me? You're probably right." Which is something they can use for confidence later, because if somebody calls you stupid, you just be like, "Yeah, you're probably right. I just used duct tape on my boot, so that's probably stupid enough. I think I got that covered." Which turns me into a pro-stupid? Pro-stupid is a word now. I think I just created a new word. Pro-stupid. You ever examine an octopus and you notice that it's got 8 tentacles? It makes you wonder, right? How much you can grip with 8 tentacles. Like, you know, I have this thing that, you know, I get curious sometimes how many tentacles it would take to make porn. So I Googled it the other day, and I was like, oh my God, she's got hairy legs. I wasn't worried about the fucking tentacles, just, oh my God, she's got hairy legs. So, another thing I want to point out about me is I'm a Capricorn, so that means I'm horny all the damn time. And it doesn't have to be during intimacy or whatnot. It's just like, you know, I have to point out to my wife all the time that I am a male and I bear a horn on a daily basis. My dick's a horn. You probably hear it from a mile away. Like, "Come get me! Come get me!" Woohoo! Wait, I told you that story just to tell you this one. My son the other day, he was sitting down on the floor and trying to find something to do because he was bored. And I got him hyped up and everything. I was like, "Let's go beat this motherfucker." He's like, "Yeah, let's go beat this motherfucker." I was like, okay, let's do it. So I got him on video. I got all this on video, right? I got like, I think like 3 minutes of the funniest shit you'll ever see. And I was like, dude, you not only have to beat the shit out of your opponent, but you need to embarrass him. So what's he do? He walks up to my other son, he grabs him by his head, and he starts doing this to his ear. And I figured it was ironic, because if he couldn't hear him coming then, he probably heard him coming at that point. So he starts doing this to his ear. And then he looks up to his mom and he goes, and I'm like, where the hell did he learn this stuff from? And then it dawned on me, Dad, you watch R-rated movies. Maybe if you stop watching that, he won't learn that kind of shit. You ever sit on the toilet and pray to God that your butt doesn't fall off? It makes you feel like an ass, doesn't it? Like, I could be sitting there and my legs fall asleep and I feel like they're getting ready to fall off, so it makes me want to yell to my wife, go get the hacksaw! Let's cut this off. Because it'd be pretty funny if you were hopping along on two knobs. You know, just like, let's go pay my taxes. Which I'm not making fun of crippled people, because most of my friends that I enjoy are in wheelchairs, and it's kind of cool because they can stand to hear anything. I had this one girl that I knew. She has one arm, and it was kind of cool because her high fives were like this. So I was like, you know, way to smack a noggin, right? You know what I mean? You ever go through your kitchen and wonder why a lot of this stuff exists? You know, like a plate. You know, because I thought that a plate was used as a frisbee until I threw it at the wrong person and it shattered. I have a lot of things in my home, like, you know, I got Xboxes and stuff like that, and I find it pretty ironic that I like to push buttons on a controller because I'm pretty good at pushing everybody else's buttons. And my wife hates it when I push her buttons sometimes because of the fact that she gets really irritated. And it could be the smallest things I push her buttons about. It's like, you know, you want to do the dishes sometime soon? You gonna clean the floor sometime soon? And she doesn't have to say a word. She doesn't have to say a word. I know that look from far away. That look is, motherfucker, are you gonna get up and help me? Are you gonna get up and pick up this broom and sweep it with me? Probably not. But the cool thing about her is, you know, when I'm out working or something like that, I come home, the first thing that she says is, sit down. And two thoughts come to your head. Either one, you broke her fucking heart that day and now you have to grab a sewing kit and mend it back together. Or two, she has finally realized that that chair is your domain. Thank God it was two. She would sit me down. She would hand me my Xbox controller and she's like, oh, you've been working all day. You do this. I'm just going to go do the laundry, do the dishes, mop the floor, sweep the floor. I'm going to be cleaning the walls, cleaning the boys' butts. I'm going to be changing fucking diapers. But you just breathe. And for a second, you're like, all right, that'll work. But on the inside, you're like, she's making me feel fucking terrible. Because I didn't get up. And then there's a little devil inside your head going, why the fuck should you get up? She knows how to push a broom, right? No. She does not know how to push a broom. Why? Because she wants you to do it. She wants to see you actually get up and make an effort to clean the house. So I do. I make an effort to clean the house. Now, mind you, I didn't say I would clean the house. I said I'd make an effort to clean the house. I get up, I go wash the dishes. I think it's perfect. I line them up. Plate, bowl, saucer, plate, bowl, saucer, pan in between, and then just stack everything else on top. No, apparently that is wrong. She comes in. She picks up one pot. She runs her finger on the bottom of it. And she says, this is still dirty. I spent 45 minutes on these dishes. Why are they still dirty? Because you didn't do it the way I did it. What? How about you show me how you do it, and then I'll do it that way next time. So she shows you how to do it, right? You think you're going to do it that way next time. No. No, you did not do it that way next time. You did what you did before, which now there's a fucking crumb on the plate. So now she's got to go back, she's got to get the fucking razor blade, a toothbrush, and possibly some toothpaste to get off what you left on there for like 25 years. Which you think it's a national treasure, she sees it as, oh my God, I'm going to get sick. But that's not the only thing she has a pet peeve about. Another thing she has a pet peeve about is my ability to sweep. My ability to sweep. Because she'll go through and she'll sweep every corner. Me, I get through the house, I see one dirty spot, I sweep it up. I'll be the one holding the dustpan in one hand, holding the broom in the other, just every little spot. And she's like, you're doing it wrong. And I'm like, well, how do you do it? She says, you have to hold the handle with two hands and sweep the floor back and forth like you're waving at somebody. And I'm like, who would be an expert on this? And she's like, well, if you were gay, you would know how to do it. If I was gay, how would it? Well, if you were a woman, you know how to do it too. How do you figure on that? Well, I gotta jerk you off, don't I? Sometimes I gotta use two hands. That teaches you how to sweep the floor. I don't see the irony here. I just thought she was making a handle statement. But apparently, she was being serious. And she taught me this when I was mopping the floor too, because I was doing the normal man thing, the push forward and then back. Push forward and then back. Now I'm done. I mopped the floor. It took me 2 seconds. It takes her an hour and a half. Why? She goes through and she'll take the mop and she'll scrub the floor like she's scraping something off of it. But you know she's not, but she'll scrub the floor like she's scraping something off of it. And then sometimes she'll mix the mop water with dish soap. Because of the fact that she says that dish soap smells really good and it's almost like putting Pine Sol on everything. And I have to look at her and say, almost doesn't count. It doesn't count when you almost do something. And she's like, now you know how I feel. Almost doesn't count, does it? I was like, hey. I don't almost do something. I barely fucking do anything. And she's like, yeah, that's my point. You got 2 legs, don't you? No. See, I have sticks that's holding my feet together, so I can't exactly move on instinct. She's like, quit being a smartass. I was like, I'm not a smartass. If I was a smartass, I'd have a degree in it. Another struggle that I have with her, when she gets in the shower. She needs a chair. She needs a chair to get in the shower. Why? I have no idea. Probably because she wants to scoot back and forth on the damn thing like she's ice skating or something. But it hasn't dawned on me why until I figured out that pregnant women have back problems. I thought it was just elderly fucking people, but apparently pregnant people have back problems. And so it made a lot more sense to me. And it didn't dawn on me about this until I asked her about it. And she's like, I need the chair in the bathtub because I need to be able to wash my hair. And I was like, don't you stand up to do it? And she's like, don't you sit down to shit? Yeah. Okay then. Now you understand how I feel when your butt hurts. The middle of her back is where it always stings at. And when we lay down to go to sleep and everything, I go to cuddle with her. I try to get fresh. I'm like, ooh, I got smooth moves. And then she looks over at me like, I need you to rub my back first. I've been busy all day. I need to rest. What have you been busy with? Twiddling your damn thumbs? Playing an Xbox? Wow, that takes a lot of skill. So one day I was like, you know what? If you ever want your wife to feel the same pain you do, just let her have it. Let her have it. I'm sitting playing video games and she looks over at me. She's like, I don't understand how that's productive at all. And I'm like, it's productive because it teaches you eye and hand coordination. Yeah, you know what else teaches you eye and hand coordination? What's that? Doing dishes the right way. That's what teaches you. I was like, you know what? You try. I figured I'd give her the controller. She's going to be staring at it like, what's this button? What's this button do? What's the thumbsticks for? No, she's a goddamn beast on the Xbox. I put in basketball. She knows how to play the damn thing. She's over there like a beast going. This part takes a while. And I'm staring at her with my jaw dropped going, I couldn't learn that in 30 years if I tried. Another thing she likes to do, she likes to draw. And for God's sakes, don't ever criticize her on her picture. She has these little number things that she does, and she'll color each number. And the first time you look at her and go, well, that looks like a dolphin. That ain't a dolphin, that's a little mermaid, dumbass. Well, how can you tell? The flipper's bigger. You would know that if you pay attention to some of the women that are out here. I don't pay attention to other women. So you must be gay, right? No, I'm not gay. Well, okay then. Let's move on and decide that this is Ariel and not a fucking dolphin. The cutest thing about her though, and I love this.